President Biden and congressional Democrats are pushing forward with their $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan without the help of Republicans. NBC News White House correspondent Monica Alba joins us now. So, Monica, President Biden gave House Democrats the green light to push forward. This comes after that meeting with 10 Republicans who are pushing a much smaller package. That meeting happened earlier this week. What is the president's message right now to Democratic leadership?
Bottom line, Joe, President Biden's message is the Republican offer is not large enough and doesn't meet the needs of the moment with the current confluence of crises. He effectively told Democrats in several meetings and calls yesterday that $1.9 trillion, what the Democrats are putting forward, is his plan, and essentially that has to be the jumping off point. He's not willing to sacrifice major pieces within it. They are willing to compromise in maybe some other kinds of areas, but bottom line, that $600 billion offer that those 10 Republican senators spoke to the president about in the Oval Office is simply not enough. And of course, Democrats do have the power, since they have the majority in the Senate, to go forward with this budget reconciliation process, which would not require Republicans. And they've already started to put some of those gears into motion this week, Joe.
Monica, I want to ask you about claims by some Senate Republicans who are saying that President Biden and his staff are at odds about how to proceed with COVID relief. What are those senators claiming, and how's the White House responding?
Those Republican senators are arguing that perhaps President Biden would be more likely to come down from that steep price tag and be willing to work out a deal with Republicans. But when White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked to weigh in on this yesterday at the press briefing, she called those reports ludicrous, said there's absolutely no daylight between the president and his staff, and that ultimately this is going to be the president who makes this decision, that nobody is going to be able to sway him one way or the other, and that the president, Jen Psaki argued, has already been quite clear that he wants $1.9 trillion and he's not willing to settle for less, he argues, to give the American people the help they so desperately need at this time.
And Monica, the Biden administration is considering sending masks directly to all Americans. What more can you tell us about that? And I guess the big question is why? Why do they feel that's necessary?
And this was a plan that was explored under the Trump administration many months ago that was ultimately scrapped. But of course, President Biden campaigned on making masks a centerpiece in the primary line of defense to stop and slow the spread of COVID-19. We've obviously seen such a contrast now in this new White House and West Wing, where staffers and the president in the Oval Office, they are constantly wearing face coverings. So I'm told that they are now weighing whether they should be mailing maybe disposable, maybe cloth masks to every American household, to continue to stress how important this relatively easy tool is, because even though vaccines are continuing to be scaled up nationwide, top health officials say that those masks are likely here to stay beyond the vaccination period until we're well into herd immunity, which could be months and months away, and possibly even longer, especially with questions about these new variants. But no final decision has been made. We're expecting more information on that, though, in the coming days, Joe.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.